You've seen it, right? AI is everywhere. ChatGPT, crazy image generators, tools writing your emails, planning your trips. It feels like a brand new world exploding overnight. And with this boom came a gold rush. Thousands, literally thousands of startups popped up, all promising to harness this incredible power and change your life, change your business, change everything. But what if I told you that this incredible, exciting, seemingly unstoppable wave is about to crash? What if a recent analysis suggests that by just 2026, that's less than 2 years away, 99% of these AI startups could be gone? Dead in the water? Sounds impossible, right? Especially with all the hype. But stick with me, because the reasons why this chilling prediction exists aren't what you might expect. And understanding them reveals a crucial truth about where AI is really heading. This isn't just about tech companies, it's about how AI will actually impact you. Welcome back to the channel. So yeah, 99% failure. That's a shocking number. It feels counterintuitive when we see AI doing amazing things daily. But this prediction comes from people who watch the startup world very closely. They see something most of us don't. Think of it like this. Imagine everyone suddenly realized they could strike gold in a certain mountain range. Suddenly, thousands rush there with shovels. That's the AI startup rush. But after the initial excitement, the easy-to-reach gold runs out. The real work, the hard digging, the competition, that's when things get tough. And that's where many of these AI startups are headed. In this video, we're going to break down the 6 core reasons outlined in this analysis. The hidden traps and challenges that could wipe out almost the entire current generation of AI startups. Some of these reasons are interconnected, like pieces of a puzzle showing a much bigger picture. By the end, you'll have a much clearer understanding of the AI landscape beyond the headlines and hype. Okay, let's dive into the first big problem, and it's fundamental. Imagine you want to build a house. You need a solid foundation, right? Well, a huge number of today's AI startups aren't building on their own foundation. They're building on land owned by someone else. They rely heavily on the giant AI models created by companies like OpenAI, Google, and Microsoft. They take these incredibly powerful models and put a slightly nicer, more specific interface on them. Think of them as thin wrappers or fancy paint jobs. They didn't build the powerful engine inside, they just built the steering wheel and dashboard. Problem number 1. The copycat problem. If your entire business is just putting a slightly nicer interface on someone else's AI, what happens when someone else does the exact same thing? Or worse, what happens when the owner of the powerful engine decides to build their own fancy dashboard? It's incredibly easy to copy these wrapper startups. There's no unique, deep technology they own that makes them special or hard to replicate. Zero moat, as they say in business. Problem number 2, standing on shifting sands. This is directly related. When you build on someone else's land, their AI models, you're at their mercy. What if Google or OpenAI suddenly changes how their AI works, changes the price drastically? Or, and this is the killer, sees your popular fancy dashboard and says, hey, we should just build that directly into our powerful engine and offer it to everyone for free, or much cheaper. Imagine investing everything in your little coffee stand outside the big coffee factory, only for the factory to open its own identical stand right next door. Game over for you. This reliance on giants is a massive, shaky foundation. So, many startups lack unique tech and rely on their potential competitors. That's 2 strikes, but we're just getting started. There are even bigger hurdles when they try to get into the real world. Okay, even if an AI startup does have a cool idea, getting it to work in the real world is often way harder than it looks. Problem number 3, the integration nightmare. Businesses, hospitals, schools, they don't operate in a vacuum. They have existing software systems, ways of doing things, security protocols, a whole complex ecosystem. Getting a new AI tool to actually talk to all those different systems, to fit seamlessly into a company's daily workflow, is incredibly difficult and expensive. It requires custom work, IT teams, training. It's a massive headache. Startups often underestimate this cost and complexity. They think businesses will just plug and play their cool AI tool. The reality is, it's more like major surgery on a live patient. Most businesses won't go through that unless the payoff is huge. And even if you can integrate, you face attack from all sides. Problem number 4, attacked by the giants. Again, and the free alternative. Remember those big tech companies who own the powerful AI models? They're not just sitting still. They see what the startups are doing, and they can easily copy the successful features and bake them directly into their existing, widely used products. Why pay a startup for an AI writing tool when Google can build one right into Gmail or Google Docs? And then there's the open source problem. Talented developers worldwide are constantly building and releasing powerful AI tools and models for free. If a free, customizable, open-source AI solution can do 80% of what your expensive startup tool does, why would a company pay you? Especially if they have the technical staff to implement the free option. So, getting integrated is tough, and you're competing against giants giving features away and the free market giving tech away. 3-4 strikes, and we haven't even gotten to what might be the most critical issue. This next point is perhaps the most revealing about the current AI landscape. It cuts through the hype and asks a simple, brutal question. Are these startups actually solving a problem people desperately need solved? Problem number 5, the solution without a problem. Many AI startups are built because the technology is cool and new. They've found a way to use AI, but they haven't found a deep, painful problem that businesses or individuals are willing to pay significant money to fix. They're solving hypothetical problems or just providing minor conveniences. Think of it like inventing a super-fast automated banana peeler. Cool tech? Sure. But is peeling bananas by hand such a painful problem that you'd pay $50 a month for a machine to do it? Probably not for most people. The market doesn't pay for cool. It pays for pain relief. It pays to save significant money, time, or make a huge difference. A lot of current AI solutions just don't meet that threshold. And this lack of real, urgent need is directly connected to the final big reason for potential failure. Problem number 6, the funding treadmill. AI startups raised massive amounts of money over the last year or two, largely based on hype and potential. But that money runs out. Investors want to see actual revenue, actual profit, a sustainable business model that doesn't rely on just getting the next round of funding. If your AI tool isn't solving a real costly problem, businesses aren't going to pay for it long term. And if businesses aren't paying, the startup can't make enough money to cover its costs, which are often very high. Expensive AI talent, computing power. So, when the funding runs dry and they aren't making enough actual sales, the lights go out. It's the classic startup bubble bursting scenario. These 6 reasons: building on borrowed land, standing on shifting sands, integration nightmares, competition from giants and free alternatives, solving problems nobody has, and running out of funding, they paint a pretty challenging picture for the vast majority of AI startups today. Now, before you get too down and think the AI revolution was a hoax, remember the 99% prediction. That still leaves 1%. So what does that 1% look like? What kind of AI startups could survive this shakeout and potentially thrive? It's the startups that are doing things fundamentally differently. They are building their own unique technology, or they have access to proprietary, unique data that makes their AI solution genuinely better and hard to copy. They are solving deep, painful, expensive problems for specific industries or types of customers. Problems where the payoff is huge and the cost of not solving it is even higher. They are integrating their AI deeply into the critical systems of businesses, becoming essential infrastructure, not just a fancy add-on. And crucially, they have a viable, sustainable business model that generates real revenue from customers, not just relying on the next funding round. These are the companies with a true moat, a solid foundation, tackling real pain points. They are the survivors. The failure of the 99% isn't necessarily a sign that AI is over. It's likely a sign of a market correcting itself. The easy ideas, the hype-driven ventures, the Me Too products, they get washed away. What's left are the companies building something genuinely valuable and sustainable. So, while the headlines might focus on the thousands of startups vanishing, the real story is the transition. It's the end of the AI gold rush phase, where everyone rushes in with a shovel, and the beginning of the industrial phase, where only those with solid engineering, real resources, and a clear purpose can build something lasting. This predicted 99% failure rate isn't an anti-AI statement. It's a prediction about the business of AI in its current, often superficial phase. The truly impactful AI is still being built, but probably not by most of the startups you've heard of in the last year. It's a tough reality check for the startup world, but ultimately, it's a necessary step for the AI landscape to mature. What do you think about this prediction? Were you surprised by the reasons why so many AI startups might fail? Let me know in the comments below. If you found this breakdown interesting and want to understand more about the real forces shaping our tech future, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. We'll keep cutting through the hype to bring you the real story. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.